Yo, what's up everybody? Jumping here, and I am back on some Red Dead Redemption 2, and today I want to show you guys where to hunt all of the legendary animals in this game. Now, I think a lot of people are actually a little intimidated by hunting just because they've heard bad things about it, or that it's tedious, it's maybe too realistic, things like that. I've heard a lot of people complain about it. But in reality, I think hunting is a lot of fun. I've had a really good time doing normal hunts. But legendary hunts are extremely easy. Now, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to timestamp this in the description. So if you guys want to skip ahead at any point, go ahead. That's completely fine. But to start off, I'm going to show how to hunt a legendary animal for anyone who's interested. If you've never done it before and you're just wondering how does it work and why is it so easy, because it is really easy, guys. Trust me on that. Then I'm going to just show every location of all the animals. So if you're just interested in knowing where they are, go ahead and skip to that part of the video. And then finally, I'm going to show off all the rewards that you can get, because a lot of them are great, especially if you are early in the game. They can help you out tremendously. So I definitely recommend doing this early if you can. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first animal that I'm going to hunt is the legendary Panther. Now, this is a secret legendary animal. There's actually one other one, so there's two of them that are not listed on your legendary animal map. But that map itself is kind of trolly. I mean, I got lost using that map so many times, where I know that you guys will have a much easier time if you just follow this video, because I'll show you exactly where to go to find these things. But the legendary Panther, if you want to hunt this animal, you're going to have to complete every one of the Master Hunter challenges up to the final one. The final one is to go and hunt down this legendary Panther, and that's what we're going to do. And when I do that, I can show you guys how you actually do hunt these legendary animals, because it's always the same thing. Every single time, it does not matter what animal it is, it's always going to be the same thing. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you on the map where you can find this. Remember, if you do want to find this animal, though, you're going to have to wait until you do all of the Master Hunter challenges. Once you've done that, then you can find this animal. Now, this animal is going to be south of Rhodes, and it's pretty simple to find. If you just look where Rhodes is up there, you should have no problem finding this thing. But that is where we're going to go to hunt this down. And like I said, I'm going to show you guys, if you're new to hunting down legendary animals, how it's done. It's very easy. And if you guys don't want to watch that, you can go ahead and skip ahead until I get to the part where I will show where every single animal is. And then finally, I will be showing all the rewards, just because I do think that people should know like what you can get out of these animals, because a lot of them are great, especially if you get them early on in the game. They can help you out a lot. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this ahead, and we're going to go and hunt down that legendary Panther. Alrighty guys, well, I'm in the animals territory now, and once you come into the territory, one of two things will happen. Either it will tell you that you can expect some clues and find the animal, or it will say that there's too much activity. Now, if it does tell you that there's too much activity, try going somewhere else nearby, but out of the territory, camping and resting, and then come back. Normally that will fix it, so you don't have to completely leave and then come back later. Don't do that, that's ridiculous. Now, once you actually get to the site where you can try to find the clues, you need to use your eagle eye. Now, if you can spot the clue on the ground, that's great. But if you cannot spot the clue right away, try hopping on your horse and just roaming around using your eagle eye until you will see the little icon on the compass. The compass helps a lot because they will put a question mark on the compass to tell you that there's a clue there. And a lot of times you might see the question mark and not see the clue. Now, I definitely recommend expanding your compass for this, just because it always helps. I definitely think that the expanded compass is much better. If you don't know how to do that, just hold down on the D-pad and you have that option. I definitely recommend it just for a lot of things, but especially for hunting the legendary animals. Now, once you actually spot the clue, all you have to do is go ahead and inspect it. Once you do that, the hunt will start. And then we need to find 3 clues total, including the first one, to be quite honest. Now, sometimes it might be more clues, like up to maybe 4, but I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while since I hunted some of the other animals, but I'm pretty sure it's normally just 3 clues. So you just need to spot the clues on the ground. You can follow the tracks to help you find the clues. But once you found the 3rd clue, what will happen is Arthur will say that it's got to be nearby. Once he says that, the animal will then spawn, and it will spawn somewhere nearby. So you need to try to spot the animal. Once you spot the animal, then it's on. Now, as you can see, this is really easy. I mean, I was able to find all 3 of the clues right away, and now I just have to inspect this last one. He's going to say that the animal is nearby, and it will spawn, so I just have to get ready to try to kill it. Now, it does not matter how you kill it. You can use dual pistols and unload 30 bullets into it. I'm going to use a semi-automatic shotgun with incendiary ammo because there is no kill like an overkill, and this is going to be an overkill for sure. But let's go ahead and get this started. Now, this is a Panther, so I'm kind of scared. I've never done this before. This is my first time actually doing this hunt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the trail at this point. Now, because this is a predator, I'm kind of worried, and I can see that the trail goes into a tree. And Panthers are so tricky and scary in this game. I always thought Cougars were the worst thing in the first game. Oh, is that it? No, I don't think that's it. I think that's a body. Oh, yeah, that's a body. Oh my god, that scared me, though. But Panthers like to hide in bushes and behind trees. It's got to be somewhere over here. I think the trail is telling me to go this way. Oh my god, it's taking me to the bushes. Oh, this is scary, man. But it is a lot of fun. Whoa. I thought I heard it. Oh my god, that scared me. Oh no, man. It's sneaking up behind me. Yeah, it is. It's trying to sneak up behind me. Oh my god, I lost sight of it. There we go. Now it's time to go to town. Oh my god. Well, that thing got completely roasted. I'm not going to carve it yet because of the fire. I'll damage myself, but the fire will eventually go out. But I pretty much just burned down the forest. Oh my god, it cooked it! See what I'm saying? That still is going to be a perfect pelt, though. It does not matter. Oh my god, look at the position that it's in, too. That's hilarious. Now, when it comes to the pelts, once you actually go ahead and carve it, you can take it to the trapper. Now, if you do lose the pelt, which can happen, it does not matter, so don't, worry if that happens. You don't need to reload your save. The trapper will still get the pelt, and you can still craft everything that requires the pelt. But the only thing that you miss out on is the money that you'll get for turning in the pelt to the trapper. But a lot of times, there's really not all that much money, so it doesn't really matter if you lose it or not. I'm not sure if you can lose the smaller pelt or not, but I think if you die, you lose everything in your horse's cargo, so maybe you could lose it that way. I'm not exactly sure. I've never had that happen. But the main thing is, once you actually turn it into the trapper, or if you do lose it, you can craft all the stuff with the pelt, and it's just epic. Now, the main thing, too, is that you're always going to get a trinket item, and then you can turn that into the fence. When you turn that in, it's going to give you a permanent stat boost. And at the end of the video here, I'm going to show you guys all of the boosts that you can get. And like I said, if you can get those early in the game, they help a lot. So I definitely recommend doing this early and not at the end of the game. Because what's the point really at the end of the game besides trying to get 100% completion? That's the only real point of doing all the hunts. I think that doing them earlier is much better, but that's just my opinion. So now I'm going to show you guys exactly where every single animal is on the map to make it a lot easier in hunting them, because as you can see, it's really easy. You just got to find the clues and then find the animal and kill the animal. You can kill the animal however you like. It does not matter, and you will always get the perfect pelt. And you don't even have to actually keep the pelt. If you lose it, it's not a big deal. You still can make all of the stuff with it. So that is awesome. Alrighty guys, now it's time to show you where every single one of these animals are. I'm going to show you using my map. It's going to make it a lot easier for you guys to find these things, because using the legendary animal map, that was a real nightmare for me. I absolutely hated it. That thing was super trolly and hard to figure out, at least for me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys might feel the same way if you're watching this video. But if you use my map, you'll have no problem in actually finding all of these animals. Now, 5 of the animals you cannot actually get right away. You have to wait. There's going to be 1 that will come later on in the story, and there's going to be 3 that you have to get once you've beaten the game. So you can't get them all right away. You do have to beat the game to be able to get 3 of them. And then the other one is the Panther, which I already talked about. You have to do the Hunter Challenge. Once you've done that, then you can hunt the Panther. So those are all the animals. There's 5 of them that you cannot get right away, but there is a lot that you can get right away. So we're going to start with the legendary buck. This is on the west side of the map, right next to Strawberry. I'm going to zoom in so that you can get an idea on where it is. But it's going to be right over here. Now, if you do explore this area, you will find a trapper over here. So I would definitely say you should find that guy because take advantage of him. He is over there. But it is very close to Strawberry, and it should be very easy to find if you use my map. And if you can find the trapper, it's just going to be east of the trapper. The next one is going to be the legendary ram. This is going to be directly west of Valentine. And this is actually going to be south of the Grizzly West. And you're going to be able to see exactly what I'm talking about here. It's going to be directly underneath the T. So if you actually have that on your map to see Grizzly's West, go south of that T and you'll find it no problem. And Valentine is just right there. So you should be able to get to this one in no time. It should be very easy to find if you're using this map. Up next, we have the legendary wolf. Now, this one should be very easy to find. There's a lot of landmarks to help you. You have Valentine. It's going to be directly north of Valentine. You have the Native American settlement up in the north, so it's going to be south of that. You have Fort Wallace there, which is going to be slightly northwest from there. But one of the main ones is the Dakota River, because you have a trail from where you found the legendary ram. If you actually follow that trail up, you will eventually come to this named area. There's going to be a lot of geysers here, but this is where you will find the legendary wolf. Now, this one is kind of tricky because where it tells you the animal is, I never found a clue in that area. I had to go somewhere else. So I'm actually going to show you where to go to find the clue. But I will show you where you can find the icon on the map for this animal. This is going to be the legendary elk. Now, to find this is just directly east of Fort Wallace. So if you have discovered that, you should have no problem actually finding this. But the main thing you want to do here is from Fort Wallace, you want to go east and then slightly down. You do not want to just go east because you will probably pass it up. But that's actually okay because the place that you will normally find the clue is actually going to be over here in this area. So from Fort Wallace, what you should do is take the trail and then cross these railroad tracks, I believe they are. You want to cross those, or underneath those. I believe you have to go underneath past some water. Then you will come up here, and this is where you will find the clue, if I remember correctly. But like I said, it should be pretty easy to find overall, just because you once again have a lot of landmarks. But the main one is Fort Wallace. If you have that, you should be able to find this no problem. And then from there, you just want to follow the trail over here to find the clue. Now, the next one we're all familiar with just because of the storyline quest that you have to do, and that's how you get the legendary animal map. And that is going to be the legendary grizzly bear. Now, some people might have went ahead and went home with Hosea, and if you did that, you will not have the marker on the map, so you might not know how to get here. So, let's go ahead and talk about how you can find this area again, if that did happen to you. But most people might have actually hunted the bear, or they might have just went ahead and found it and then left, so they already have the marker. But if you are one of those people who just left with Hosea, then you might need to find it. But the easiest way to find this is to actually more than likely look for this N and this O in this word, and then it's going to be closer to the O, and then down here you have this pond. This should actually be unlocked on your map just because of the storyline quest, and it's going to be directly north of that. And this is in Grizzly's East. So that is an easy way of finding that. And also to the east you have Annisburg, so that can maybe help you as well. Now, all the way up in the northeast, you're going to find the legendary moose. Now, this one should be also very easy to find, just because if you have Annisburg unlocked, all you have to do is just go north from there, and then eventually you will hit the wall. Once you hit the wall, you will notice that there's a river there, and that is the end of the river. There will be a waterfall. That's something that you will see. The legendary moose is going to be on the western side of that river. So this is where you need to go to find it. There's also a legendary fish here if you want to catch that. But like I said, pretty easy to find. Just take the path from Annisburg north. You'll hit the wall. When you see the waterfall, it's on the western side of that waterfall. Next up is going to be the legendary beaver. Now this one might be a little tricky to find, but if you go directly west of Van Horn, you will come across the river here. Now if you look at the New Hangover, let me zoom out here, you have New Hangover. This is going to be directly in between the E and the R. Now you know you're in the right spot because you're going to find a Beaver's Dam. Once you find that, then you need to go to the eastern side of the river and you will find the territory for the legendary Beaver. Now the next one can be a little bit tricky. There's not a lot of landmarks to help you find them, but there is one that will make this a lot easier. We are dealing with the legendary hog. Now if you want to make this easier to find, if you can find the Blue Water Mars text on your map, he's going to be directly above the A in water. Now, once you actually locate the area, what you're looking for is a marshy area. There's going to be a lot of dead trees. The ground will be wet. And if you're in that area, you should have no problem finding the hog. And like I said, the main thing is to go directly above the A in Blue Water Mars. Up next, we have the legendary fox. Now, this one should be very easy to find because it's going to be directly north of Rhodes. If you actually go to the stagecoach and then you just go directly north, you will actually land right on him if you do that. Now, in this little area, there is a pond. And if you look for the body of water, this should be directly east of the body of water, maybe a little bit south. But the main thing is go to Rhodes and then go directly north from there from the stagecoach and you should have no problem finding them at all. Now the next one is going to be the legendary coyote. This should be very easy to find, but it's going to be a little bit more tricky than the fox. The main thing is it's going to be north of Rhodes once again, but I personally think that the best way of finding him would probably be go on the railroad tracks, stay east of the tracks, and then just go up. And eventually you should actually hit the coyote. Now, if you want a little bit more help, if you actually look on the map, it will say Scarlet here. And if you zoom in, it will be directly west of the A. So that's another thing that you can use to help you find it. Now, the next one is going to be the final one that you can do before you have to progress the story. Now, all the ones I mentioned before, all of them can be done the moment you get the legendary animal map. You can go and hunt all of them down. But 3 of them, you're going to have to beat the game to actually hunt down. And 1 of them, you're going to have to get so far in the story before you can actually hunt it down. Now, this one is going to be in the starting area where we started the game, up in the mountains. Now, this is actually pretty easy to find just because if you go from Valentine and you make a waypoint marker just up here, you should be able to get up here no problem whatsoever. If you are having some trouble finding it, it's going to be directly west of the A. But if I zoom in here, this is the legendary white bison. Now, there is a lake here, Lake Isabella. The white bison is going to be on the eastern side of the lake, but on the western side of the lake, actually right here on the lake, you can find the legendary white horse, the one that you've seen in the beginning of the video. It is an amazing horse, especially if you're starting over or if you're just starting out. Getting that horse right away, the moment you get that legendary map, you can come up here, get the white bison, get the horse. Oh my god, that horse is amazing for your entire playthrough. I definitely recommend getting that horse as soon as you can, just because it is so good. But while you're up here to get the horse, why not kill the white bison? Let me go ahead and zoom out just so you can see it one more time. But it really shouldn't be too hard to find. The main thing is go up there, find Lake Isabella. It's on the eastern side of the lake. It's going to be west of the A and northwest of Valentine. Now from this point on, there's going to be a couple minor spoilers. If you want to remain in the dark, 100% spoiler free, and you don't want to hear about minor spoilers, you might want to cut the video off now and come back once you've beaten the game. Nothing major here, but these can be considered minor spoilers, so I don't want to spoil anything if you don't want it to be spoiled. So I do recommend cutting off the video if you do care about that. But you have been warned, and for everyone else, our next animal is going to be the legendary alligator. Now, finding this guy isn't really all that difficult because you need to return to the bayou, and it's going to be on the western side of the bayou. Now, the easiest way to actually find the territory is to look for the N in the word Lemoyne, and the U in Bayou is going to be directly north of both of those. It will be on land. It's not in the water. So just stay on the land, but try to go north of the N and try to go north of the U. And if you do that, you'll have no problem finding the territory. And to be quite honest, it's actually extremely easy to kill it. At least if you're using something overpowered like my shotgun. I don't know. I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, if you're doing something like that, you'll have no problem. But man, that's a big alligator. It is absolutely huge. Now, for all the rest of these, they're all going to take place in New Austin. Now, to my knowledge, you cannot go to New Austin no matter what until you beat the game. Because I tried to go to New Austin and they killed me magically. I don't know how I died, but somebody magically shot me when nobody was around. So I'm assuming there is like a kill wall to keep you out of New Austin, which is kind of unfortunate. I wish that you could go there whenever you want, but you can't. So that means you're going to have to beat the game before you can go to New Austin to find the remaining 3 animals. Now, the first animal is the legendary Cougar. Now, this thing's intimidating, just like the Panther, but it's not nearly as bad, I'll be honest. Like, this thing was really easy to kill. That freaking Panther, man, scared the crap out of me because it almost snuck up on me. I'm just saying. Now, maybe the Cougar can do the same thing, but I just remember it spawning kind of in front of me, and I just unloaded on it, and it died immediately. Now, the easiest way to find this is going to be on the western side of New Austin. So you do want to kind of ride around a little bit to try to unfog the area. But you do have Gap Tooth Ridge. This is from the original game. And right where the T is, if you zoom in, that is going to be the hunting ground of the legendary Cougar. And this will be directly west of the word tumbleweed. So that would be your best way of finding it. But yeah, I mean, it's not really all that bad. The main thing is once you get to New Austin, I definitely recommend riding around and just looking at all the sites. If you played the first game, it is awesome. It is absolutely awesome. I had a lot of fun exploring New Austin. There wasn't much there to do, I'll be honest, but it was just fun to see it again and to look at it. It was great. Now, speaking of another iconic location from Red Dead Redemption 1, right next to Fort Mercer, you can find the legendary Pronghorn deer. Now, this thing should be pretty easy to find because it's really close to Fort Mercer. It's going to be just east of that location, but the big and easy way to find this is to find the word Bravo on your map, and directly east of the O, you will find the Pronghorn deer. Now, finally, we are on the last animal. And the last animal is going to be another bison. I don't remember the name of this one, unfortunately, but it's not the white bison. That's all you need to know. But to find this, I think the easiest way of finding this is go from Blackwater and travel down, and then you're going to come to a bridge, take the bridge, and then you will arrive in Thieves Landing, which is another great spot from Red Dead Redemption 1. Also, you pass by McFarland Ranch. I think that's the name of it. But anyway, you go through there too, which is just awesome. Like, it's so cool. But anyway, if you travel down the road here, you will eventually run into the bison's territory. Now, if you can find Stillwater Creek up here, where the actual creek part is, it's going to be directly south of that. And also, you could use the railroad tracks to help you. I would think that could also help you big time. But that's pretty much it. That's all the animals. I really wanted to make this video just because I've seen other videos. And one thing that always drives me crazy is I just feel like people don't know how to show the map properly. Because that's the thing I always notice. People are complaining about people not showing the map right. They don't know where the thing is. They can't figure it out. And I really wanted to go out of my way to properly show the map so people could look at it and see exactly where to go to find all of these animals. And it's really easy to hunt down all of them. It's pretty much the same thing. You find the clues, you shoot them with something powerful, you can unload on them as much as you want. You can even throw dynamite at them if you want. So you can do whatever you want pretty much. You're not going to mess up the pelt. And you can kill all of the legendary animals. But the main thing that you're going to get from this, besides the awesome clothing that you can get from the trapper, the other big thing you're going to get are the trinkets, which now let's go ahead and talk about those quickly. and I'll show you all the rewards that you can actually get, and a lot of them are absolutely awesome. Alrighty guys, so I'm currently at the fence, and now I can show off what some of these trinkets can actually do, because they're pretty crazy. If you want to read what they do, all you have to do is read it under recipe. I'll give everybody time to read it. Now, if you guys want me to do some other videos, like how to do the challenges, I am more than willing to do that. The ones I actually don't have, like the Cougar one, because this is a new playthrough, I have to actually just preview it, but you can actually look at what some of these do, and I mean, it's really nice, especially early in the game. And most people are going to play through the story and then do everything else once they've already beaten the game. I decided to just start over from the beginning because I absolutely loved the game. And I thought, hey, if I'm going to 100% it, why not just start from the beginning and do as much stuff as I can? And then from there, I'll play the story later once I get everything else done. And I'll get all of the coolest stuff. I'll get the rare weapons. I'll get like all of these trinkets. I'll get all the challenges, maximum health, maximum stamina, maximum deadeye. I'll do all that before I actually beat the story. And that would just be so epic. So that's what I'm doing right now. But like I said, if you guys want help with challenges, maybe I could do a Master Hunter challenge guide, like how you can actually do every step really easily. I can do that. So just leave a comment, let me know. I also have some other videos I can do about like rare weapons and just rare stuff in the game or unique things. I have a lot of ideas, so if you guys want to see that stuff, just let me know. But yeah, I mean, like a lot of these are just awesome. The only problem is some of them require like multiple things, and that's a little bit unfortunate just because I don't even know how to do those. But I will come around and figure them out. Like this one, like I don't know how to get the old brass compass. If you guys know how to get this, tell me please. I want to know. I'm assuming it comes from a collection quest of some sort. I don't know. But anyway, guys, that's gonna pretty much do it for the video. I just wanted to show that off because my first playthrough, I had no idea about the trinkets. Now that I know, I wish I would have took advantage of them. I wish I would have actually done a lot more hunting, a lot more legendary hunting, a lot more everything on my first playthrough. I just really just played the story, which I was excited for the story. I guess everybody probably felt the same way. But now that I've beaten the game, I don't want to sit there and 100% it. I just don't want to do that. I just find that to be boring and not rewarding. But by starting over and doing all this stuff early in the game, getting the best horse, killing all the legendary animals that I can, and just hunting like crazy, getting really cool outfits from the trapper. If you guys are wondering about my outfit, I'm sure someone's going to leave a comment. Everything I have on is from the trapper, so that pretty much will answer that for you. If you hunt a lot of animals, then you can make a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, I would really appreciate it if you guys could like this video for me. Be sure to subscribe for future videos, and I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day, and peace out.